Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Data's in Control podcast. My name is Brian Chauvin, and I'm the founder of Data's in Control. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about habits, about where they came from. So, let's take a look at this for a second. Let's take a look at ourselves. What habits do we have, and where did they come from? Whether it's waking up in the morning and having a cup of coffee and reading the newspaper, or it's going to the gym, or whatever. Take a look at yourself inside of your life and look at the habits that you have and think about it. Where did they come from? Most of the time, most of the habits that we have been created or taught to us by our parents. And let's face it, most of the guys my age that are in their mid-30s, their parents grew up in the 50s and 60s. And I have to admit, a lot has changed in this world in 50, 60 years, right? So why are we still taking lessons? Why are we still doing things that would have worked 50, 60 years ago? We have not evolved our lives. We have not evolved the way that we do things. And the definition of insanity is doing things the same way and expecting different results. So I want you to do something for me today. Take a look at your habits and your routines. Take a look at them and write them down. Whether it's waking up in the morning, having a cup of coffee, reading the newspaper, or scrolling through your phones, or whatever else it is. And write down where it came from, and write down your feelings about that habit. Because I think you'll find a lot of the stuff that we do, we have no purpose for doing. We haven't thought about it. It's just a learned trait. It has no general purpose in our lives. And these are the habits that it's time to evolve. These are the habits that it's time to take control of. Because maybe you wake up at 6:15 every day and you have a shower and you have a cup of coffee and you eat breakfast. And that's what you've always done for the previous 30 years. But maybe, just maybe, you're 30 or 40 pounds overweight and you need to get back into shape. So why don't we change and evolve that morning routine into something different that'll help form a benefit in your life? Or maybe, just maybe, you're going through some financial problems and you're trying to work your way into a side hustle. So maybe you're starting to read up and do some homework on that, but you can't find the time. Well, maybe it's time to wake up a little bit earlier and do some studying and do some research and do some work on a side hustle. Or maybe it's your bedtime routine. Maybe you have a beer or a glass of alcohol or smoke a joint and watch TV and have a snack, and then about 11 o'clock or 11:30 comes around and you go to bed. Maybe that's your nightly routine. How about we evolve that? Maybe it's time to take a look at your schedule for the next day and see what it is that you need to prepare your day, so that when you wake up, you can be fired up and ready to go. There's so many possibilities, the endless amount of possibilities there are, but you have to take a look at yourself from an outside perspective and really look at what's serving you and what you're doing in your life and why you're doing it. Because if you're doing these things just because it's what you've always done, you're not going to grow. You're not going to get any different results. So what we're trying to teach you on this podcast and what we're trying to show you is to take a look. Look at yourself from a different perspective. Look at yourself from outside eyes. Because the habits that our fathers had and the habits that our mothers had won't work in this day and age. Maybe we can evolve them. Maybe we can change them. Maybe they're not serving us at all. Maybe these learned traits that we've been doing since high school or maybe before have to be shaped up. They have to be edged out. They have to be dropped so that you can become the person that you want to be, so that you can do and achieve the things that you want to achieve in life. It's not hard. It just takes a level of commitment, and it takes a level of looking back at yourself. You may listen to this and shrug this information off as just, whatever. Or you may take a look at yourself and think, shit, he's right. I have a lot of waste time. I do a lot of things that maybe I don't need to do. Or maybe I can find time to grow. Or maybe I want to try this. But the world is not going to come to save you. The world is not going to do this work for you. In fact, if you don't do this work, the world is probably going to take advantage of you. And somebody else will definitely benefit from it. So, I'm begging you guys, I'm asking you guys humbly to take a look at your life, write these things down, and write down where you can improve and what you want to improve about them. Write down your feelings about these routines. Maybe it's your breakfast routine. It's not serving you. Maybe it's something that you've always done. Maybe you need to upshape it. Maybe it's your bedtime routine. Maybe it's your lunch routine. All I know is when I was working 40, 50 hours a week and I was running myself to the bone, changing my lunch routine changed my life. Instead of having my lunch and doing the same old watching TV in the lunchroom, going to my truck and meditating and having a healthy lunch and reading a book or going for a walk made a big difference in my life. It gave me that rest, that power, that energy that I needed. And when I had to get something done, when I needed to do stuff, taking time and controlling my time made a whole difference in the way that my life was controlled. So guys, I'm not just somebody sitting up here preaching about this shit. This is stuff that I have done in my life that's actually made a massive impact in my life. So take it from me. Your habits are killing you. And if you don't change them, you're just going to sink more. If this is a topic that you want to learn more about, if you want to learn more about gaining control and taking back control of your life, head on over to dadisincontrol.com and join our Facebook group. Smash the like button on our Facebook page, and we'll be passing out more and more tips on how to take back control of your life. Because you can do this. You're worth it. Your family's worth it. And if you haven't done this already, head on over to iTunes or the podcast app or however you're listening to this. Smash the subscribe button and please rate and review this podcast. It goes a long way for me in delivering the message to other people that would benefit from hearing it. And that's it, guys. That's all we have for today. So until next time, we'll see you on the inside of the group.